Hi, it's me, the Me Cow Gal, and I'm back. It's Thursday, and I'm ready to talk to you about one great thing: belief. Now, if you go back a little bit, around Speak Life 1, which was video 5, I wanted to start talking about this, but that's just not what God intended. So here we are now, video 9, and we're finally talking about belief. What I want to talk about specifically is how our beliefs are the root of our faith and how they dictate whether or not we are able to bring those things to pass that we really want in our lives. If you look behind me, you've probably seen this in the background. You may not have been able to tell what it was, but that's my vision board. I created it January of 2013, and it was an interesting experience because as I was cutting out the items from the magazines, I knew they were all things I wanted, but it didn't hit me until I finished putting it together, and I was totally floored. I mean, if you can see, you see Sydney, Puerto Rico, Groom for Success, Costa Rica, go shopping in Europe. It's a lot of travel involved on my vision board, which I would love to do. I have not done any overseas travel, and that is really one of my heart's desires. But once I saw it all together as one, it kind of freaked me out, to be honest. And I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to get all this done? How am I going to go to all these countries? I'm in my mid-30s, and I haven't even gotten started. And it's been a long road from then to now. Now I totally believe it's possible, but it took me some time to really get that down in my spirit and to really latch on to that and to start to speak it to people, and to the point now where I am in the process of planning my first trip to Paris this year. But it took a minute. My belief had to catch up with the vision. And so for some of you, I asked you to speak life, say the things that you don't see yet a few weeks ago. And for some of you, it's been tricky because your beliefs are telling you you can't do that. And it's time for us to find it within ourselves to tell those negative beliefs, those bad habits, those wrong things that we learned growing up. You no longer have dominion here. This is a new day. I've got new beliefs, I've got new visions, I've got new desires, and you've got to go. So, the scripture that I'll be talking about is Mark 5:36. And just to give you a little background, because just coming into it, you may not understand. Basically what's happening here, Jesus is working miracles. This is the New Testament. So, a man comes to him whose daughter is dying. And he's asking Jesus to come heal his daughter at his house. So while they're en route, other people are coming to Jesus for healing. A particular woman, if you know the woman with the issue of blood, she had been hemorrhaging for over 10 years. And she thought that if she could just touch the hem of his garment, she'd be healed. That was her belief. And when she clawed her way through the crowd and just touched that hem, voila. And the thing about it was Jesus knew someone touched him. He could feel the power leave him, and he said, "Who touched me?" And she had to come forward and tell her story. Now, mind you, this man is still following him leading him to his house to heal his daughter. So he's standing there having to listen to her story while time is ticking, because his daughter was already very ill while he was on his way to see if Jesus would come to him. So this woman, she finishes her story, and as that's wrapping up, people from his house come to tell him that his daughter has died. And they're saying, it's no use for him to come now. She's dead. Better luck next time. And this is where we get to chapter 5, verse 36. It says, "As soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, he saith unto the ruler of the synagogue, Be not afraid, only believe." not afraid, only believe. This man just heard that his daughter is dead. Not dying, dead. No longer living. And Jesus is telling him to only believe. Jesus is basically saying, everything you believed was possible when you came to me when she was still alive. Keep believing that, even right now. I know that is one of the hardest things for people to do, myself included, is to look at a situation, know what you see, know what that means intellectually to you, and to believe the total opposite. Or to have a vision so clear in your mind that you can't even convince other people of it because they think it's so crazy or so far-fetched or just too overblown. It's tough. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not easy. There are days when I don't want to do certain things, when I don't feel like, but I have to push through that and say, you know what? It's not about how I feel. I see this thing. And if I don't do what I don't feel like doing, that's one part of this vision that's not going to come to pass. And I can't do that. It's become so deeply rooted in me that nothing can get in the way of it. This vision board included. I'm going to go to all those places. I'm going to do all those things. Those things are going to happen because I believe it's so. So you got to get that down in you. You got to believe like you've never believed anything in your life. And when we were children, it was a whole lot easier, I'm sure. Just like me, you had these great big dreams when you were little, and there's nothing in you, no matter how ridiculous or inflated they were, nothing would deter you from believing that. You wanted to be an astronaut or the president or whatever it was, a scientist, who knows? Nothing about your idea deterred you. It was other people who deterred you that said, why don't you just try to do something normal or average? So we have to take those limits back off, which is probably a lot harder to do than to say, but it's totally possible. Why? Because I believe it is. So that's why I'm telling you, it's time for you to believe now. Buy into your vision. Buy into your dream 150%. So to help me, I wear my Only Believe shirt. And when I put this shirt on, it reminds me, you got a vision, believe it. And I want to share it with other people. And when someone asks me, oh, where did you get that from? That gives me a chance to, once again, to back up my belief again and to repeat it and to just believe in it just a little bit more. So I'm going to leave you with that. Keep believing. And if you're having trouble, just keep pressing, keep working on it. Know that other people are just where you are. I was just there not that long ago. And I totally understand where you're at. And it's okay. It's part of the process. We're doing undoing and redoing. So don't feel bad. Don't beat yourself up. It's all a part of the process. I love you so much, guys. Keep with the feedback, private or public. I love to hear what you have to say, get your viewpoint and perspective, criticism, kudos, whatever you got for me. So keep it going, and I'll see you next time. Bye.